Hello, Cougar Nation, and welcome to Geisman Gymnasium here on Wednesday night for some Cougar basketball. It's the Benedictine University Eagles coming into River Forest to take on the Concordia University Chicago Cougars in the men's team's return to their home court. A nearly 3-week-long road trip finally ends tonight, and for the Cougars, it has not been the kindest three-game road trip. We'll get into that in a second. I'm Jonathan Shear with the Cougar Sports Network. Sam Smith joining me in the booth tonight. Dave Dimling down on the sideline. And, guys, not the kindest three-game road trip for the Cougars. Cougars on a three-game losing streak, averaging some big defeats. And they've fallen all the way down to 5-7 in conference.
Yeah, Jonathan, for me, it was a definite horrible skid for them. Three-game losing streak. We kind of mentioned that deficit of the margins. They're allowing 98 points per game in that three-game losing streak. They really got to find a way to kind of cut that down if they want any chance today.
Absolutely. But then you look over at the Cougars, you look at the NAC standings, it feels like, oh, everything's going wrong. Concordia still in the top 8, still very much in the fight for a playoff spot, and actually still tied for that 6th seed. So the Cougars still a lot to play for at this point in the season, especially tonight against Benedictine. That team currently in that 6th seed. These two squads both with 5-7 records, but for the Eagles, they have been very hot as of late.
Yeah, it's really different type of situation right now with the Cougars and Benedictine. They both are 5-7 in the conference, 6-13 this year. But Benedictine is coming off their biggest win of the season against St. Norbert, handing them their first loss in conference. And Ryan Sammons had a buzzer beater in that game, Jonathan. Crazy ending to that game. Huge win for Benedictine.
Yeah, and I mean, that's going to be a lot of momentum to ride on the road to the Cougars, a Cougars team that they've already beaten once this year. We'll get into that a little bit more later. Up next, though, time to look at the players on the court. And for the Cougars, Dave, who are you looking to see out there tonight have a big impact?
Yeah, honestly, it's a pretty easy decision for me. I'm just going to look at the main guy that CUC's been running that offense through all year. It's going to be D. Williams, averaging 12 a game, kind of been that rock all year long. Last game against CUW, obviously, tough game on the defensive side, but for him, 8 of 10 from the field, solid 20-plus point performance. Can't look for much more out of him.
Absolutely. I mean, this is the Cougars team. They've been on a slide. They've had some good performances out of their guys. Another one of those guys that has really stepped up amidst all of these teams' obstacles they've come across in the last month or so, Honore Yangwa, the sophomore, really starting to break out and come into his own as he has to take on a bigger role in this team over the last month, setting new highs on scoring what seems like every single week. Getting some great performances on rebounding, and he'll be a big name to watch on the court tonight as he's going to be matched up against Noah Mason from Benedictine.
Yeah, Noah Mason has had a great year. He is their cornerstone. He is their best player. He averages 15 points a game. He's going to be tough to handle for the Cougars, but that's a big part in the game. We'll get into that later with Noah Mason, but he is their best player. The offense runs through him.
Absolutely. I mean, that's a name we're going to be saying a lot tonight up in the booth and down on the sideline. He's a weapon for Benedictine, one of the top players in the NAC, like you mentioned, Sam, 15 points per game, 8 rebounds per game. But who else are you looking to see out on the court tonight besides Noah?
I'm looking at Connor Glasgow. This is a guy who started off the bench in the beginning of the year. He's averaging 11.5 points, and he shoots more than anybody on Benedictine, and he shoots 39% from three. So he's a three-point threat, and he's been hot as of late.
Yeah, I mean, these are both teams tonight, guys, that have really seen a lot of roster turnover. Mid-season, the Cougars lost some big pieces in the offseason. They've been figuring it out. Then they lose some pieces mid-season. And now you've got to figure that out again. So that bench has played a big role. Benedictine, like you mentioned, Sam, they've taken some guys off the bench, put them into bigger roles, but still right now, just what looks to be an 8-man rotation for the Eagles tonight. So don't expect to see too many different faces out on the court for the Eagles. Cougars, Coach Searles, as they still try to figure things out, expect to see a lot of different faces out on the court tonight for Concordia. As we get ready to go for tonight, we look at these two squads. Let's start off with Benedictine, guys. The Eagles coming on the road, coming up north to River Forest from Lisle. What do they need to do to steal away a win, sweep the Cougars in 2026, and move up to 6-7?
Yeah, like I said earlier, Noah Mason is the key. If he can have a big game, Benedictine is just at their best when Noah Mason is at his best. And yeah, Noah Mason is just the key.
Absolutely.
I'm going to look at it a little differently. Instead of going the individuals route, I'm going to look at it from a collective team thing. This Benedictine team, to say the least, they are a frisky team. You take a look at the way they've played in conference. Obviously, some of these games came in November and December, but they beat Aurora as well. That was a one-loss. That's a one-loss team in the NAC. Like we mentioned, they beat St. Norbert coming off that win. That's St. Norbert's only loss. But then you look at the other side. They lost to Dominican. Dominican's only won one game all year in conference. So this is a very inconsistent club. If Benue can kind of come out the gates firing, win those first 8 minutes, I think that's a telltale for them. They come out firing, they play from buzzer to buzzer, tip to buzzer. That's what's going to be what they need to do in order to have a consistent quality game today.
Yeah, and that's like a consistent quality game, buzzer to buzzer, offensively and defensively. They've been playing well on both sides of the ball. They held St. Norbert's to a fairly low score their last time out. Tonight against the Cougars, the defense has been sliding for Concordia. Offensively, still been putting up some big performances, but something that kind of goes for both teams is a little bit of a tale of the Cougars. We kind of talked about it. We can talk about it a little more that I think Benedictine needs to take advantage of is the Cougars stars haven't been able to string together a big night on the same night. Aaron Brown, D. Williams, they both had some huge games in the last couple of weeks, but they're never on the same night, and the Cougars have been sliding in that section. I think if Benedictine really wants to take advantage tonight, focus on to just one player. Give some room to D or give some room to Aaron. Allow the Cougars to rely on one person because that hasn't been working for the Cougars. You don't need to try and shut down all 5 options if you can just shut down a couple of the big ones. And then we look over to the other side of the court. The Cougars just coming back out onto the court right now for some warm-ups. For Concordia, guys, I mean, we kind of just talked a little about Concordia. I talked a little about Concordia a lot right there. What do you guys want to see out of Concordia tonight?
I want to see ball movement. I need to see them spread the ball around, keep the defense guessing, keep the defense on their toes. There's a little bit your turn, my turn type of ball, a little bit too much. I think they just spread the ball, play, get everybody involved. Like you said, like one game is Aaron Brown, one day it's D. Like just spread the ball around, good things will happen.
Absolutely.
For me, I'm going to take a different approach again. I'm going to look towards the other side of the ball, the defense. I mean, on this 3-game skid, you can't afford to give up 98 points per game. That's just too much at the D3 level. There's just not enough shots being made, not enough shots to go around in general. So for me, because when you look at it, they're not playing horribly well. They're not losing the turnover battle. They're not allowing too many offensive rebounds. It's just too many easy looks, too many freebie looks at the rim. So for me, it's limiting the easy shots, make them earn it a little bit more, maybe 1 more, 2 more extra passes. That can give you a couple more turnovers here and there. So for me, it's just limiting those easy shots.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned this team hasn't been playing badly even since the start of conference for the Cougars and Benedictine. Pretty statistically similar. For me, when you look at the Cougars, I'm sticking on that defensive side of the ball. I'm kind of going on that star defense route. Focus on Noah Mason. Shut down Noah Mason. Don't let him get going. Force Benedictine to use their other pieces. They have other pieces on the court. They have other good players. So it's not going to be shut down Noah Mason. The whole team's shut down. But it gives you a long ways to go. If you can shut down that star forward and kind of give your team some room to work on the perimeter instead of getting dominated in the paint, that could go a long way for this Cougars team tonight. As we get ready to go, guys, I do kind of want to get a quick feel from you guys. How much would this game mean for both of these teams' season? They both sit at 5-7 right now.
Yeah, for me, it's going to be obviously this would be a great one to help the Cougs along their path towards the conference playoffs as well as there and beyond. But I don't think it matters as much as it looks for if the idea is just getting into the tournament. Obviously, if your expectations are higher than that, which you would hope they are, then obviously you got to win every game. But you take a look down the road, you see Cougars got a lot of very winnable games in their future with a lot of lower echelon teams that are on the outside looking in right now. So it's not the worst thing to lose if it's a competitive way, but obviously you want to win every game.
Absolutely. What about you, Sam?
Yeah, I think the Cougars just need to get back to playing their brand of basketball and play well. Obviously, you love a win here, and getting into the tournament, like you said, it shouldn't be. That's not like the biggest concern right now. It's really wanting to get a top 4 seed in the tournament. But I think this game is big because if the Cougars can win this game, they need to get back on the right track, back at home, back in Geisman, and snap that 3-game losing streak and beat a hot Benedictine team would be huge for them the rest of the way.
Absolutely. Sam, before we get going, a quick look at the history between these two squads. Not a great one for the Cougars. 8-37 all-time against Benedictine. They've done pretty good as of late. They did lose their first game this season. Before then, 2 straight wins over the Eagles. So we'll see if the Cougars can bounce back tonight and split the series in 2026. But that'll do it for now on the pregame show. Don't go too far away because we'll be right back on the Cougar Sports Network for tonight's matchup between the Cougars and the Eagles. Hello, Cougar Nation, and welcome to Geisman Gymnasium here in River Forest, Illinois at Concordia University, Chicago, for tonight's matchup between the Benedictine University Eagles and your Concordia Chicago Cougars. We're getting ready for a tip-off. Benedictine out on the court. Coach Cheryl's giving his last instructions to his squad. Over there for Benedictine, OB number 11, Noah Mason, their star sophomore. Taking the tip alongside him tonight, starting are Brandon McCoy, number 1, number 12, Ryan Sammons, number 32, Connor Glasgow, and number 33, Aiden Worth. Over on the Cougars' end, he'll be going up against number 30, Aaron Brown for the tip, alongside Brown, number 4, Honore Yangwa, number 22, AJ Willard, number 32, Riker Johnson, and number 11, D. Williams. I'm Jonathan Shear with the Cougar Sports Network. Joining me tonight is Sam Smith in the booth, and we are ready to go here in River Forest. Ball's up, and Mason wins the tip easily. Gets it back to Sammons, and he'll run point to start. Working on Willard. They go to Worth. Worth. He goes to Glasgow. Glasgow on the perimeter, goes low to Mason. Mason spinning to the rim. Dominant post moves from the sophomore for the first points of the night.
It did not take long for Noah Mason to make his presence. Great spin move there, freeing himself up in a tough contact, making the layup for 2.
Yangwa kicking over to Williams, thought about 3, works his way right. Kicking over to Johnson, they'll go low to Brown. Brown can't get it cleanly, falls out to perimeter, 10 on the shot clock. Working his way back in, slinging for Yangwa, for 3! And it's short, rebounded by Glasgow. They'll go quickly, Sammons slinging to Mason, all the way over to Glasgow. He'll drive in, float it up, no good on the push shot. Cougars chance to respond. Yangwa down in the corner, slows it up, kicks to Williams, over to Willard, over to Johnson in the corner. Cougars just working the perimeter, content to take that space. Willard out to Johnson, that's tipped. Gives Mason some time to get on the coverage. Under 10 on the shot clock. Willard pulls up for 3. No good again, rebounded by Worth. Oh, they go long to Glasgow on the perimeter for 3. Wide open down court, and it's an early 5-0 lead.
Glasgow doing a nice job running down the court. He was screaming for that ball, and rightfully so.
Aaron Brown pulls up for 3. That's no good. The Cougars' first 3 shots, all threes, all misses. Sammons slows things up at the logo. He goes to Mason. Mason looking central for Worth. Willard, tight coverage on Sammons. They kick to Glasgow. Under 10 on the shot clock. Glasgow driving, baseline, slinging for Worth. That's batted up. Mason has it, and he is tripped. That'll say on the floor. It'll reset the shot clock. Williams couldn't get out of the way, and he takes down Mason. First foul of the night for either team.
Early on in this game, you get a couple looks from the Cougars that you don't mind, but 0 for 3.
And Mason, too easy, down low, 7-0 lead. Yeah, you don't mind those looks, and they're not bad looks from 3. And we'd be telling a lot different story if the Cougars had hit those. That's really the difference here so far, is they're just missing the shots they're taking so far. Yangwa working his way in. Goes to Brown. Brown will work his way in, driving in, double coverage. It's batted away. He escapes to Yangwa. Thought about 3, driving in, up for 2, through contact. Tough bucket to get things going for the Cougs.
This is looking like it could be a physical game. A couple hard plays, but ref's not calling it. That first Noah Mason bucket looked like there was a little bit of contact as well. I'm expecting a physical game.
Glasgow slinging to Worth, back to Sammons, pulls up for 3, no good, rebounded by Williams. Yangwa quick to Willard in the corner for 3, hits it, A.J. Willard, first of the night. Down to a 2-point lead, Cougars start find their groove. Glasgow working his way back middle, slinging for Worth. He's wide open, thought about 3, steps back, goes to Sammons. Sammons on the baseline, kicking to Mason, under 10 on the shot clock. Noah Mason slinging to the corner for McCoy for 3. gives the Cougar bench a little stare down. It's back to a 5-point game. Yongwa, tight coverage from Mason, working his way in. Can't escape. It's loose on the ground. Johnson gets it. Williams pulls up for three. That's no good. Rebounded by Salmons. Salmons goes to Glasgow. And Salmons will drive in. It's on the ground to Worth. Easy two.
Worth has that little crafty push shot. You don't see it a lot at this level, but good bucket there. Nice touch for a big guy.
Brown to Williams. Williams slashing in, loses it off his knee. Oh, and they'll get the foul. That'll bring us to our first break of the night and our first visit down to the sideline for Dave Deimling. Our sideline reporter tonight. We'll see what he has to say from tonight's game so far.
Thanks, Jonathan. Yeah, I think right now one of the main things we're seeing is just a huge plethora of shots across the board for both teams. CUC looked like they made a very important decision coming into today. They were going to be shooting from beyond the arc a lot today. You've kind of seen that so far today. Obviously not too many of them falling, as they only got one three-pointer from Willard so far, but you can tell that that's going to be a main focus of the day, and it looks like they might be living and dying by the three all day long. So we'll have to see how we continue. Obviously under 5 minutes in, but we'll see. Thanks, Jonathan. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Dave. And, I mean, yeah, we're seeing a lot of looks for the Cougars from three. And honestly, like we talked about, they haven't been bad looks. And if the Cougars are hitting those threes, very different story at this point in the game. But at the end of the day, the threes haven't been falling, and you're down by 7 early.
Yeah, Jonathan, I want to go a different direction. I want to go back to that Brandon McCoy three in the corner. He had an open look. And now McCoy, he's 28% three-point shooter on the season. You don't hate that look if you're the Cougars, but that really just shows how much attention that Noah Mason is drawing in the paint. The Cougars want to make anybody else beat them today other than Noah Mason. And if Brandon McCoy is hitting shots like that, then it might be a long night for the Cougars.
Absolutely, but like Dave mentioned, we're less than 5 minutes in the game. We've got a lot of basketball left tonight. And with that foul, the Cougars will retain possession on offense. Williams floats that into Johnson. He kicks over to Kenton Pryor. Goes to Aaron Brown. Brown, nowhere to go, kicks to Johnson. Johnson back to Brown. Brown working his way in, kicking to Williams. Now Williams thought about working in. He goes to Willard. Under 5 on the shot clock. Brown's got to put it up. And he gets the charge. Offensive foul on Aaron Brown. Out of options, had nothing else to do. And that'll head over to the Eagles.
Shot clock was running down. Brown kind of just panicked a little bit, doing too much, and gets called for the charge.
Nathan LaPlante draws the call.
Another empty possession from the Cougs.
And they swing that to Ryan Tucker. Ryan Tucker goes to LaPlante. Now Salmons high. Works his way back to the logo. Now he drives. Cutting right. Kicking to Glasgow. Three. No good. He gets his own rebound. Can't get the putback. Pryor gets it again. Cougars going quick. Johnson working his way in. Johnson up for 2. Nice moves down low from Riker Johnson. Five-point lead. Salmons takes the screen. Kicks to LaPlante. 3. Hits it. Benny is getting some great looks from 3 tonight, and they're making them rain. 8-point lead, largest of the night so far. Willard swings to Williams. He pulls up, and he hits. Nothing but net. Great response from the guard.
It looked like Brandon McCoy was sagging off there, and he gave a thumbs up to his coach. Does that mean, hey, like, make one and I'll step up? Is that type of situation, or? But the Cougars will take D. Williams shooting threes all day like that. That was a good look in rhythm.
And Glasgow wants another 3. He misses it. And honestly, it's looking like we're going to have a shootout in Geisman tonight. Riker Johnson pulls up from 3. He hits! It's all falling down in River Forest.
Yeah, that's a great sign for the Cougars already. There have been some games this year where they've just melted down and they just can't hit anything. They already have 3 threes to start this game.
LaPlante kicks it all the way around. It gets to Glasgow. Glasgow couldn't get to the baseline. He kicks back to Sammons. 10 on the clock. Sammons, he's going to go to work on Johnson. Driving in, slinging for LaPlante. 3. No good. That's rebounded by D. Williams. They'll go quickly to Johnson, down to Pryor in the corner. Puts it into Brown, low, and he is not fouled. Loose ball's grabbed by Willard. Williams kicking to Johnson, fakes it. Willard for 3, no good on the bank. They try to go quickly to LaPlante. He drives in, throws it up, no good. Pryor gets the rebound. Everybody's just hitting the deck right now. Willard's going quickly. He goes up for 2. It's stripped. Brown with the putback. And finally, somebody scores. A lot of chaos on the court. And the Cougars tie it up at 15.
I can't help to notice that Noah Mason is currently not in the game, and the Cougars are on an 8-0 run. He has no fouls. I don't know, but if there's a time for the Cougars to go on a run, it's now. Without Noah Mason, Benedictine star player. So.
Yeah, and that might be the story of the night. I mean, you're going to load manage your players a little bit. You don't want to tax them too much. Noah Mason, he's still a young player. You're not going to put him in the game too much. It is an 8-man rotation.
Yeah, and
this is probably the plan for Benedictine. You rotate in your guys evenly, and you just kind of hit that timeout. And there's Noah Mason headed out back onto the court. And this is probably what we'll see all night, that 8-man rotation getting rotated through on those 4-minute breaks.
Yeah, it just seemed relatively early, but I guess it's how Benedictine rolls.
Might seem early now, but it'll help a lot if you have your best players with some energy left at the end of the game.
Yeah,
what is looking to be a close game so far. We're tied up at 15, first time since 0-0. Worth up high, gets it to Mason. Mason spinning his way around, trying to get in. He works his way in. He lows it out to Tucker. Tucker swinging all the way over to Mandley. Worth working on Brown. Under 10 on the clock. Worth still working. He goes up, and he gets it to fall. Tough bucket.
Yeah, Aiden Worth with that nice soft touch. Aaron Brown playing really physical defense, but just, good defense, better offense.
Pryor, he gets trapped. He goes to Williams. He pulls up for a long 3. No good. Brown gets the rebound. He wants to go straight back to the rim. It's loose. He gets up. He's blocked. It's out of bounds. It'll stay with the Cougs. Yeah, this is a physical game so far as we get another break on the court. This time we'll take a break on the Cougar Sports Network. We'll be back in just a minute for more basketball. On the Cougar Sports Network. 2-point lead for Benedictine. Concordia has the ball, 15 seconds on the shot clock. Into the game for the first time tonight, Jacob Robinson. He heads down for the inbound. He goes to Williams. D. Williams takes the screen from Guthrie. Robinson up high. Goes to Williams, 5 on the clock. Williams, he's got to do something. He goes to Pryor. They go to Robinson, long 3, and he hits it. Beats the buzzer for a tray, and the Cougars lead for the first time tonight.
Bailed out by a great 3 from Robinson. If those types of shots are going in for the Cougars, it's gonna looking like a good offensive performance in their near future.
Williams trapped in the corner, goes to Guthrie, goes to Willard, goes to Robinson. He's going to slash, he goes to Willard. That pass taken away by Tucker. Tucker slings a Mandley. They try to go low. Guthrie with the takeaway. It was broken up by Williams. This is some fast defense. Robinson thought about pulling up. He gets it back to Williams. Slinging wide open. Willard, no good. Rebounded by Mandley. And now Benny will slow it up a bit. Worth matched up against Matthew Guthrie. He's just going to go to work. Worth. That's knocked down. He double clutched. Couldn't get a good pass off. They retain possession. Tucker floats that up. Mandley recovers. Tucker, corner three, and he hits it. It's a three battle tonight so far. Robinson working point. Working right, stops, kicks to Williams. He works right, he works to Robinson, three. That's no good, that's an easy rebound for Noah Mason. And he's gonna drive straight in. Noah Mason running to the rim and he can't get it to fall.
Really, really nice move. Cougars got bailed out there.
Williams, open three, that's a long two. Foot was on the line, doesn't matter anyways. Cougars outmatched, Mason on the run. And Williams takes the foul.
Yeah, you don't want to let Noah Mason get out in transition. That's where he thrives.
And honestly, I bet you Darian Williams, he'll take the foul over getting put on a highlight reel.
Yeah.
On the breakaway, Mason will head to the line for two. First shot is well short. Noah Mason airballs the first shot, so he'll get a second chance, try to go 1 for 2.
Student section loves that one.
They're still recovering from that miss. Shots up. And he does go 1 for 2.
Gives a little point to the student section after that one. And back out the game again. Interesting. Yeah. Interesting.
Well,
the Cougs need to make a run.
There's those 4-minute splits.
Yeah.
3-point lead for the Cougs. Yangwa on the perimeter, kicks to Brown, goes low to Johnson. Riker Johnson almost broken up, maintains possession, turning, slinging for Yangwa. High pass, he goes low to Brown. Trying to work his way in, going up for two, no good, rebounded by Glasgow. Glasgow going to Salmons. Kicking to the corner, to McCoy, drives the baseline, and he's fouled by Johnson. And miscommunication on the D down in the corner. Both Cougars pulling high, and they give McCoy a lane on the baseline.
I don't know how much I love this rotation for the Cougars on offense. Not a lot of spacing out there with Guthrie and Brown. Guthrie has not attempted a three-point shot all season.
McCoy, his first trip to the line tonight. First shot's up, first shot's good.
I mean, Aaron Brown, he can make some. I mean, he's only shot 22 threes this year. He's made 7 of them. But overall spacing, I mean, I see what they're doing, trying to go big. But Riker Johnson out there too. But I mean, I'm curious to see these next offensive trips down the field.
Yeah, McCoy's second shot no good. Cougars trying to go for the height mismatch. Robinson working right. Goes to Brown. Thought about pulling up, lobs it in for Guthrie. Guthrie, he's stripped by Glasgow.
So many hands in the paint down there.
McCoy pushing the pace, driving, up for two, no good. Too much with it. Yangwa is pushing the pace. Yangwa, and he loses it off his foot. Just turnover. Both squads right now. And it's back over to Benny with a 4-point lead.
That's a couple missed layups now that have just been in and out. It's the looks that you want for Benedictine. Cougars getting bailed out on some of these. I mean, these are the looks you want if you're Benedictine. And these last couple of possessions for the Cougars, they need to make some adjustments soon. Zero points in the last 3 minutes.
Working right, working in, trap, pulls up, floater hits.
Yeah, no help there. Just
6-point lead now for Benedictine. Robinson on the left, thought about pulling up, goes to Brown. He's thinking about pulling up. He does pull up, and he does not hit. McCoy with the rebound. Salmons up high, working left, kicking to Plant, kicking to Mason. He'll go to work on Yangwa. Mason driving, slinging, batted out of bounds by Johnson.
Good defense there from Yangwa.
That's going to bring us to a break on the court. We'll send it down courtside to Dave Diamond. We'll see what he's been seeing since the last time we checked in with him down by the bench. Dave, down to you.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, I think one of the main things we're seeing right now is just CUC was really confident in that jump shot at the beginning of the contest. They've kind of fallen off just a little bit, fallen below that 30% mark. We'll see if they can get back above it right now. But so far on the defensive side, they're making all the right adjustments right now. All the slides are there. The help defense is tremendous so far. Benue, on the other hand, just hitting some big shots when they need it most. So I'm curious to see if CUC tries to make some adjustments because the defense has been fine so far. But we'll have to see on the offensive side, CUC having some struggles right now. Just a little bit of a scoring drought, struggling to put the ball in the hole at the end of the day. So I think the main thing, got to make some adjustments during this timeout. We'll see what they come out with in these final 8 minutes of the half. Thanks, guys. Back to you.
Thank you, Dave. And yeah, you talked about that confidence on the shooting. Cougars 0 for their last 5. Haven't scored a point in 3.5 minutes. But all things considered, you'll take a 6-point deficit with that kind of a drought.
Yeah, for sure. I like what I see. I like what I'm seeing out from Pryor and Yangwa guarding Mason in the half-court offense. Mason hasn't really been able to get everything he wants. Transition game, that's a different part, or that's a different story. But I don't dislike what they're doing on defense. The offensive possessions have just been so dry, though.
And Glasgow working right, looking for an option, goes low to Mason, up for 2. Doesn't get it to the rim. Tough defense from Yangwa.
Yeah, Yangwa with another great defensive possession. Nobody even came to help on that.
Williams on the near side, working on McCoy. He's working right. He goes to Robinson, thought about pulling up, working in. Robinson, long 2. Doesn't go. Brown with the rebound. It's knocked away and out of bounds. It'll stay with the Cougars. Another tough physical possession for the Cougars. They'll get a second chance, 19 on the clock. Robinson will come out of the game, Willard replacing him, so it'll send Williams to inbound. And here we go, Williams. Looking right, they go to Brown. Brown, he'll pull up for a long 2. No good, rebounded by Mason. Mason slinging for Glasgow to Salmons. Yeah, get it back to Mason on the right side. He goes back to McCoy. Salmons on the far side, looking for an option. He's working to his right. Kicking to Glasgow. They go low to Worth. Worth working central, turning, hooks it up. No good, rebounded by Yangwa. Johnson, Willard in the corner. Thought about it. He'll kick back out to Johnson. He'll pull up for 3. No good. Rebounded by Mason. Mason going quickly. Kicking corner. Glasgow 3 hits. No good, actually. Had the power. Too far left. Put back 3. Hit by McCoy. And Coach Sturles wants the timeout. His team down by 9. And it'll be a 50-second timeout. We'll take this. We'll keep it here at the Cougar Sports Network. And Sam, I think it's starting to boil a little bit down to Cougars just aren't hitting their shots.
0 points in the last 5 minutes for the Cougars. Just a couple Aaron Brown jump shots, couple Jacob Robinson, not off-balance jumpers. That's just not what you want. And just, I feel like every single time they go in the paint, I feel like I'm watching like a hockey game. You know, like the puck. When you're watching a hockey game, you're trying, like the puck is all over the place, and you feel it's like uncomfortable. Every single time they're driving to the paint, I feel like it's just loose ball after loose ball.
Yeah, but it's the same thing on Benedictine's offense.
I love the physical defense.
I don't hate the looks that the Cougars have had so far tonight. These are good shot opportunities they've had. Long 2, open long 2. Go ahead and take that.
Yeah.
The thing is, they're just not hitting them. Again, you'll take a single-digit deficit when you haven't scored in 5 minutes. But I think the Cougars, Dave talked about, the confidence is a bit lacking in these opportunities. They're good opportunities, but you've got to start hitting them at some point.
Yeah. I think I love the physical defense that they're playing, though. And Aaron Brown and Guthrie have been super physical today. Pryor and Youngwow.
Andreas allowed us into the game for the first time tonight. Williams working right. He goes to Willard. Willard driving in. And they're going to get the foul on Johnson. A legal screen. And they'll send it back Benedictine's way. Salmons bringing it down court. Kicks to McCoy. Salmons trapped in the corner. Back to McCoy. Thought about pulling up. He works left, slinging to Glasgow. Here's Worth down low. He goes to McCoy. McCoy over to Glasgow. He drives. Baseline. Out to Mason. Mason will drive. He sees some space. Low to Worth. Up for two. Beautiful production. And they lead by 11. Brown loses the dribble. Recovers. Works high to Willard. Over to Johnson. Over to Williams. Pulls up from three. Hits it. A desperately needed three from Concordia breaks the 5.5-minute scoring drought.
Yeah, that was big for sure. Williams shooting in rhythm.
Back
Silky smooth.
Yeah, back to an 8-point game now. Salmons kicking to McCoy for three. That's well short. Rebounds grabbed by Glasgow. He kicks to Mason. He'll pull up from three, and he'll hit.
Nobody saw him. Nobody saw him. That's too much space for Noah Mason. They got the stop, they just didn't get the rebound. It's not a stop
Williams
until you get the rebound.
Working to the right, putting up the floater, no good. So loose, rebounded by Salmons. Salmons working on Willard. Willard's got him boxed in the corner. He'll kick to Mason. Back to Salmons. Salmons central, driving, kicking to Worth. He's trapped in the corner himself. He'll try to go to work on Brown. He gets to the middle, he spins, he puts up the shot, and he hits.
That's just too good. That's just too good.
D. Williams bringing it down court for the Cougars.
That little push shot that Worth has, he's made a couple of those today. He's made a living off of that shot all season long.
Working on McCoy. He kicks Loudis. He'll pull up from three. That's no good. Brown gets the rebound, but he's knocked down. That foul will get tagged on Worth. That'll send Brown to the line for two. And that'll bring us to the last break of the quarter, of the half. We'll take a break here at the Cougar Sports Network as well. We'll be back in just a minute. And we're back on the Cougar Sports Network. The Benedictine Eagles with a 13-point lead. Coming out of the break, Cougars will have the ball. They're going to look to try to claw some of that gap back before halftime. 3:58 to go. The Cougars won for their last 11 from the field on the backside of a 17-3 run for the Eagles. That inbound nearly taken away. Williams working central. He's going to work on McCoy. He's working right. He kicks to Guthrie. Guthrie throwing it in for Brown. Almost broken up. Mason on the return. Up for the dunk! Noah Mason gets up there. 15-point lead, and Benny's loving it. Williams kicking over to Pryor. Pryor to Brown. He'll work his way in. He's kicking to Johnson. Johnson kicking to Brown. He'll pull up from 3 under 10 on the clock. No good. Still loose. It'll get all the way over to the Cougars bench. Williams will pick up the ball. That was batted a long ways. And he's just going to slash in. Williams just diving, throws it up. No good. They're going to lob that down for LaPlante. Nathan LaPlante can't get it cleanly, and he steps out of bounds. Got psyched out by Guthrie.
Okay, I know that the officials are letting a lot of things go, but that looked like a clear foul on Williams on that. He went flying. I like the physicalness of this, but that looked like a clear foul.
Yeah, Concord tonight's game been a physical one. Both of these teams playing some very physical defense. Right now the Cougars trying to press a little bit to break through that. And they're struggling, still trailing by 15. D. Williams, he goes to Johnson. Down low, and he's fouled, almost broken up. That'll get tagged on Mandley, a freshman out of Bolingbrook.
I'll tell you what, I would not want to be in the paint. Just hands everywhere, Benedictine. And the refs are letting a lot of things go.
Guthrie gives it to Williams. Yongwa working right, spinning.
Double team.
At the elbow, kicking to Williams. Williams goes to the baseline. He's double teamed. Johnson puts up the 3. No good. Rebounded by Peacock. He slings it down court for Mandley, who goes up and gets the call.
Every single time a Cougar goes to the paint, it's immediate double team, triple team, and Benedictine seems content with letting the Cougars shoot, and it's just not working. If the Cougars can even make a pass out to the three-point line without getting stripped.
Mandley,
this is some great physical defense from Benedictine.
He'll get a pair of free throws. He hits the first. Yeah, the Cougars, 5 turnovers in the last 9 minutes. They haven't scored in just over 3 minutes. Makes it about 1 bucket in the last 8 minutes for Concordia, as Manley hits both free throws. Makes it a 17-point game, 38-21 in favor of Benedictine. .2:25 to go in the half. Robinson working right on Peacock. He goes to Yongwa. Yongwa goes to Williams. Under 20 to go on the clock. Yongwa down in the baseline. He kicks to Williams. Williams driving, double teamed, turning right, kicking to Pryor. Pryor trying to drive the baseline. Up for 2. Beautiful reverse.
Beautiful move.
Breaks the drought. Brings it back to 15. Glasgow goes to Tucker. Tucker spinning his way into the mid-range, kicking out to Glasgow. That pass to LaPlante nearly broken up. He Euro steps his way to 2. Some nice forward from LaPlante to get around the planted defender.
Guthrie just missing a block there. If he made contact with that, that would have seemed like we were calling a volleyball game if he made contact with that ball.
Williams goes to Pryor, 15 on the clock. Guthrie at the key. Robinson thought about 3. He drives his way in. He puts up the 2. No good. Off the back of the rim. Rebounded by Glasgow. They sling low to Mandley. He chucks it to keep it in. Peacock gets it. Out to LaPlante. Thought about 3. Works in the mid-range. Spinning. Kicking to Mandley. He'll drive in. Pulls up at the elbow for 2. No good. Rebounded by Yongwa. Honore Yongwa up high, kicks to Williams, driving central. Gets it to Guthrie. Guthrie, he's blocked down low, and they're going to call the foul. It'll get tagged on LaPlante. And that'll send Guthrie to the line for 2. First free throws of the night for Concordia.
That's kind of hard to believe that it's their first free throws of the night. But a little late call there, too. But Guthrie surrounded by 3 guys putting it up.
I mean, with the nature of the defense, we've been seeing a lot of turnovers. A lot of the action's been in the transition.
Yeah.
And so when you get a game like that, you'll tend to see fewer free throws and more fouls on the floor.
Yeah.
Guthrie He hits both buckets, so a pair of points for the Cougars and some much-needed ones. 52 seconds to go in the half. 15-point lead for Benedictine. Ben Peacock working right, cuts left, gets it to Mandley. Mandley working his way down low.
Oh, yeah, travel.
And he travels. Yeah, that last step just a bit too long. Cougars will get a chance to respond. 43 seconds to go. Noah Mason and Aiden Worth will head back into the match. D. Williams. He'll go central. Kicks to Robinson. They hand it off to Williams. He tries to drive in. He goes low to Pryor. The pass was too far out in front. And the Cougars repay the turnover with a turnover of their own. Now leave 31 seconds on the clock for the Eagles. Salmon's back into the game. He'll bring it down court. He's content to hold it, drain some of that clock. He'll work left. He's still high, under 15 on the clock. Now under 10 on the clock. Salmons gets to the key, kicks to Glasgow for 3. No good. Worth gets the rebound, pushes up the 2. And that's how the half will end. Benedictine roars through the last 10 minutes. And they'll head to the locker room leading by 17 over the Cougars. These two squads will take a break. We'll be back on the Cougar Sports Network for half number 2 and the halftime show in just a few minutes. What's up, Cougar Nation? We are here at halftime between the Cougars and the Eagles. I'm Jonathan Shear on the Cougar Sports Network. Here with me right now is Sam Smith and Dave Dimeling. Guys, it's halftime, and it's a big lead for the Eagles right now. 42-25 lead over Concordia right now. What are you guys seeing so far from the Cougars on offense? Because that's kind of been a big storyline so far tonight.
Yeah, 5 of 19 from 3. That tells a story right there. And I mean, they've only turned the ball over 7 times, and they have 19 rebounds to Benedictine's 20. So it's not that they're getting out-rebounded. It's not that they're turning the ball over a ton. They're just straight up not hitting their looks.
Yeah, I'm agree with Sam right now. You can look at the three-point percentage. You can look at the field goal percentage, whatever you want. When you're in the 20s, it's just bad news no matter what.
Yeah.
They're shooting a low percentage from the field, and on top of it, they're not getting to the charity stripe either. So they're just getting shots up, but they're not going in the holes. It's just bad news overall on the offensive side from anywhere on that side of half court.
Yeah, one of the tougher things, honestly, from an offensive perspective in basketball is when you're just not shooting well. There's no easy fix. There's no scheme fix. At the end of the day, you need to figure out your shots. You got to start hitting your shots because right now you can't just go, oh, we're going to get some more layups. Benny's been clamping down in the paint. Sam, you've been noticing it a lot. Lots of double teams, lots of triple teams when the Cougars go low.
Yeah, every single time the Cougars go down to the paint, it's just hands, 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 hands. Every single time, getting the ball stripped from them, like left and right. And then again, it's not like they're getting like, it's not like they're putting up horrible looks every single time. I'm not gonna sit here and say they put up good looks on all 32 of their shots, but there's just no rhythm, no flow right now in the offense, and it just doesn't help when you're not getting bailed out by good shot making either.
Yeah.
And they're
now, to the Cougars' credit, we saw a little glimpse there in those first 5 minutes about how fast the Cougars can score points. If those threes do start falling, the 17-point deficit could disappear really quickly. Over on Benedictine's side, and the way they've been playing offense so far tonight, it's been just a lot of long, grueling possessions. Run the clock out, tire out the Cougars' defense, wait for that gap, exploit it, hit the paint, hit the open corner. And that's something that honestly could still be a problem for the Cougars in the second half, maybe more so. Today, Coach Sturls was talking during his Coaches Weekly. The conditioning is a little bit of a problem with this team right now. They're starting to get a bit tired out in that second half. That might be something that Benedictine tries to exploit.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, so far what the Eagles have been doing, they've been pretty exploitive already on the offensive side. I think if they get a chance to run it up and down the court, they're going to have no problem doing that. We kind of saw that in transition. They looked pretty comfortable, only had 1 or 2 opportunities the whole first half where they didn't convert on it. And for me, it comes down to Mason just running the floor. When he got his opportunities, he made the most of them, and you kind of saw it all first half.
Yeah, it's not like Noah Mason is having the game of his life or anything. At 10 points, that's solid. But then again, like, they're just getting really, like, whatever they want. These long, grueling possessions, the Cougars' legs are dying. I can only imagine they're just dying after these long possessions and just these grueling offensive possessions. And they're getting out in transition very well.
Yeah, well, we'll see what the Cougars are able to do in half number 2. What do you guys want to see out of them, though?
Just get hot from the three-point line and take care of the ball more in the paint. Find those open shooters on those double teams, on those triple teams. Benedictine has been doing such a good job with their rotations. Just get those looks, and those looks just need to start falling.
Yeah, for me, I think it's a similar kind of concept. You hit a couple threes, all of a sudden the whole defensive perspective is going to have to change for Benedictine. They're going to have to put a hand out there. They're going to have to step up on the arc, and that's when you start opening up all those paint touches. The paint touches aren't going to open up, though, until you hit a couple shots and force them to defend that shot.
Yeah, we saw a little glimpse of that in the first half. Brandon McCoy letting D. Williams take the shot from 3. He'll step up once you start hitting those. Right now, Cougars haven't been hitting them. We'll see if they can make Benedictine step up in half number 2. Cougars trailing by 17 to Benedictine. We'll have that action right here on the Cougar Sports Network in just a minute. And we're back on the Cougar Sports Network for half number 2 between the Cougars and the Eagles, and it has been a big game so far for Benedictine. 42-25 lead over Concordia Chicago. I'm Jonathan Shear here with Sam Smith to get things going in the second half. To start the half, the Cougars will have possession as soon as we get underway. We are currently waiting for the officials to make their way back to the court. So we got a second, Sam. We kind of talked about it to close that first half, what you want to see out of the Cougars. What are you kind of excited to see in the second half from both teams?
I'm excited to see, for the Cougars, I'm excited to see the first 5 minutes, what they do. If they can go on a run, first 5 minutes is extremely important. They had a good first 5 minutes in the first half. Let's see if they can repeat what they did in the second half. Benedictine, just keep on doing what they're doing. Just the physical defense. I love the physical defense they're playing. The Cougars just no control in the paint, and keep on doing what you're doing on defense. The offensive possessions will come. And here come the referees.
There it is. Officials make their way onto the court. We're ready for half number 2 between the Cougars and the Eagles. Yangwa will inbound to Williams. Williams will run point to start. D. Williams driving to the baseline, kicking to Johnson, kicking to Willard, kicking to Yangwa. Yangwa back to Williams. 15 on the clock. They go low to Brown. Aaron Brown looking for somewhere, slinging down low for Johnson. Oh, can't get the shot to fall, but that was some beautiful movement.
Already a better possession for the Cougars.
Now Salmons running point. Working left, he goes to Noah Mason. Mason, Glasgow, Salmons. Salmons going to the baseline, goes low to Mason, slinging to McCoy, 3. Drills it. Brandon McCoy has been lights out from deep.
Yeah, we talked about pregame, letting anybody else other than Noah Mason beat you, and McCoy's couple threes, couple huge timely threes, bringing the lead up to 20.
Yangwa spinning in, throwing it up, and he gets the and one. He draws the foul on Glasgow, gets the follow through to go.
Nice couple offensive possessions to start out the first half.
I mean, the 3 is not ideal from Benedictine, but a big and one possession, especially when you were struggling to get to the free throw line in the first half, that's a solid start. You could balance out that 3 right here, and they won't, but I mean, you'll take the tough 2. Benedictine trying to respond. Salmons, he's double teamed. He breaks his way through, still looking for somewhere to go. He gets it to Worth on the sideline. They go back to Salmons. He's double teamed again. They get it to Glasgow, so they escape the pressure. Worth down low. He'll go to work in the baseline. He kicks out to Salmons. Salmons pops up for 3. No good. Rebounded by Brown.
A lot more intensity there in that defensive possession. Double teaming Salmons right off the jump.
Oh, and Brown's just going to drive, and he's fouled.
Okay.
That's tagged on Glasgow again. So
maybe they can draw themselves back into the game with just withdrawn fouls, call themselves back.
Hey, points by any means necessary, and I'm sure that's something that Coach Searles talked about with his team. Aaron Brown at the line for the first time tonight. And he hits the first. Yeah, we've seen some intensity. A lot of intensity out of the Cougars to start this half. One of those lingering questions is going to be how long can they keep it up? Second shot, up, and good. 2 for 2 at the charity stripe for Brown. He's had a rough night tonight, 1 for 8 from the field so far, but you'll take those free throws.
Hey, maybe all you need to do is see one go in.
Salmons double teamed, escapes to McCoy. McCoy, he goes to Mason. Shovel pass to Glasgow. Slinging to Salmons. Driving. Broken up. Taken away by Yangwa. They go to Willard. Gets the layup over the outstretched arms of Mason. McCoy going quick. McCoy thought about 3, and he'll slow things up.
Going back to that last position, that was a great closeout on Glasgow. He was wide open. He was clapping for the ball. Give me the ball. And great closeout, and then forcing the turnover. A.J. Willard, righty layup.
Yeah, now Noah Mason. He wants to go to work on Aaron Brown. Spins, goes up with it, draws the foul.
That was a really nice move there.
Yeah. Persist and get Brown out of sorts, and you draw the contact. Noah Mason, he'll head to the line for the second time tonight. He's 1 for 2 so far. It's the first. Makes it 2 for 3 on the night for Mason. Looking to go 3 for 4, and he does. Back to a 16-point lead. Yanghua bringing it down. Johnson can't get it low to Williams. It's taken away. McCoy trying to push the pace. He gets it to Salmons. Salmons goes to Worth in the corner. Back up to Salmons. McCoy, Mason. Back to McCoy. Low to Worth. He'll go to work on Brown. Working central. Working baseline. Hook. Up for 2. Too easy for Aiden Worth. And he has been loving that hook tonight. Yanghua trying to drive in, respond, and he draws the foul. Perfectly timed jump, waits for Worth to get up there, and then goes up for the shot when Worth can't stop himself.
Aiden Worth with another nice little just jump hook shot. He's been making a living off that all season. I said it earlier. I'll say it again. 6 for 7 today, 12 points, leading the team in scoring currently. Yeah,
and you mentioned trying to take advantage of these fouls, trying to get yourself to the line more. Honore Yanghua has had some big games produced by that. He's capable of getting the line. He has one of the best free throw percentages since conference play has started on this squad. And he hits both shots there. Salmons double teamed. He's trapped in the corner. He slings it to McCoy. They're able to break the press. McCoy, he's driving straight to the middle. Easy two, and they get the block. Brown tagged with the foul. It'll send McCoy to the line for the and one. It looks like Aaron Brown got caught up on the arc.
That's the last thing that the Cougars needed. They need some stops. It looks like they've been offensively so far to start the half. They look solid. They look solid. They just need to get the stops as well. 19-point game. It doesn't feel like a 19-point game, but
Williams on the far side. He's double teamed and he's stripped. McCoy up! Slammed down by Noah Mason! Alley-oop for Benny!
He broke the rim.
Noah Mason doing some damage in River Forest. So there's a quick stoppage of play. The rim's back up to normal, it looks like, but we're going to get a full break here on the Cougar Sports Network, and that's going to get us a chance to send it down to Dave Dimling by the bench.
Thanks, Jonathan. Yeah, I think kind of what we're seeing right now is the Eagles are just trying to run away with it right now, and they're doing a pretty good job so far. Commanding lead right now, up 21 points. Right now, CUC trying to switch things up on the defensive side. They kind of went into that full court press, and then in the half court, they're trapping and they're doubling. They're doing whatever they can right now, but Ben U's offense is just on a tear right now. They're getting every opportunity. I think the main issue right now is even during the traps and the full court press, there's not a lot of stress or discomfort on the Eagles side. They're pretty under control and have no issue with dealing with the tempo. They're able to find the open man, and I think that's going to be the thing that CUC's got to change if they want a chance of being up here. Thanks, guys. Back to you.
Thank you, Dave. And Cougars are going to need to claw back in a big way. 21-point deficit, their largest deficit of the night. And honestly, rim-breaking power move from Noah Mason, but having to take that break to get the rim back up does give you a little bit of a chance to let that momentum cool off. Get yourself back together. They'll try and get themselves back together with some points. Willard goes to Yanghua, driving in. Yanghua up for two, no good. Guthrie throws it up with the putback.
I like that ball movement on that possession.
Yeah, Coach
Guthrie
Charles
with a nice, really athletic play, coming jumping in there. Just looks like he just threw it up.
That's lobbed in for Salmons. Brings it back a bit. Working on Willard. Here's Mason on the baseline. He'll go to work on Guthrie. Slinging for McCoy in the corner. No good. That rebound is out of bounds. They'll say it's off of Worth.
That's a good defensive possession. You're okay with McCoy shooting a contested corner three.
That's going to bring us to another break. Media break on the court. This time we'll take a break here at the Cougar Sports Network. We'll be back in just a minute. And we're back on the Cougar Sports Network. 19-point lead for Benedictine. Cougars have the ball after a nice defensive possession. A.J. Willard will bring it down court for the Cougs. He works to the left, gets it to Williams. D. Williams, he's back out. He slings to Willard, pulls up, three. No good. Rebounded by McCoy. McCoy trying to slow it down, kicks to Salmons. Mason able to reel in the pass, working to his right. Close D from Yongwa, he'll instead go to Salmons. Sets up the screen, spinning to his right, Salmons into the mid-range, kicking to Mason. Now Mason will go to work, able to recover the dribble! And there's the charge.
I was waiting for a whistle. I don't know what whistle I was looking for. I was looking for a whistle. A little late there.
Yeah, about as clear a charge as you can get. Mason did not see Aaron Brown was going to be there since he was spin cycling his way through the Cougar defense. Brown just waiting for him to get to him, taking the hit.
Encouraging defensive possession there, though.
Yeah, I mean, you'll take the offensive foul to end the possession.
All out of sorts.
Yongwa to Williams. They go to Brown. Driving up for two into the bottom of the rim.
I think he had more space than he thought.
Oh, Noah Mason. He's got some space. He's driving up for two. No good. Too much spin on it. Yongwa trying to respond. He's driving into triple coverage. It's taken away by Aiden Worth. Maybe trying to do a bit too much there.
That's 1-on-3 there. That's just way too much.
Yeah, Salmon's kicking to McCoy, driving baseline. Low to Worth, spinning up for two.
Again, Worth. Amazing touch for somebody that's 6'8".
Yongwa working towards the baseline, stepping into the corner. Working left, spinning towards the baseline. Long two, fading away, no good. Worth able to bring down the rebound.
Empty possession.
Salmons saw a gap, has to back out of it. It's closed down. Cougars haven't scored in more than 2 minutes. Salmons, there's the gap. He takes it this time. Steps to his right. Beautiful ball control for two.
Crafty floater right there.
Yeah.
Giving him, creating space for himself.
Williams, step back, slapped in the air. Willard brings it down. Yongwa kicking to Willard, kicking to Williams. Just stripped out of his hands. Brandon McCoy, another takeaway. Tucker pulls up for three. Tucker, no good. Off the back of the rim. Willard trying to push the pace to respond. He goes to Guthrie. Too much sauce on the two. And the teams will be given a chance to sub.
Nice little no-look pass there from Willard, but there's been about 5 or 6 from both teams of just layups that are like just off. Like that layups that look really good off the fingertips, but
it's all about finishing. It's honestly any sport that has some kind of a hoop, a goal, anything. It's at the end of the day, the offense is going to come down to finishing. No amount of beautiful ball movement is worth it if you can't finish.
Good close out there.
Ooh, that was a beautiful steal and some great awareness from Laulaudis to bring in the loose ball. Robinson kicking to Laulaudis. No look ball to Williams. 3. Much needed for D. Williams. Finally gets it to go again from 3. Mandley on the near side. Floating it down to Worth in the corner. Worth up high to Tucker. He'll slow it down a bit. Worth, he's going to work on Johnson. Here comes the hook. And the putback from the Plant can't get it to go.
Riker Johnson standing tall there.
Williams, he goes to Pryor, out to Laulaudis, open 3. No good. And it's off the shot clock. Those are the shots that the Cougars haven't been hitting tonight that they need to hit. And I mean, I've watched a lot of Purdue basketball. Big Boilermaker. It's a bit reminiscent of those middle years of the Zach Edey tenure at Purdue where teams were able to beat the Boilers. You focus in the paint. You let Purdue take those open threes, and they weren't able to hit them. It's how the Purdue lost to FDU in the 16-1 upset. It's kind of what's happening tonight to the Cougars right now. Benedictine, they're letting Concordia take those threes, and they're just not hitting them.
Yeah. I like that comparison. Little Boiler shout.
Well, Plant able to draw the foul down low. That'll bring us to the break. So they'll take a break down on the court. Full minute. And with that break, we'll send it down to Dave Deimling. We'll see what he's been seeing in the last couple of minutes down by the bench. Dave, down to you.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, I think the main thing that we're seeing so far is just a little turn up of the intensity as we kind of continue going. CUC started the raise of intensity with that full court press early on. Benedictine really early matched that effort. They went into their own kind of press as well. You're kind of just seeing everybody just emotions are getting heightened a little bit with this 20-point deficit, under 12 minutes to go. At the end of the day, both teams are just going to keep trying to burn the tank, empty it all out right now as we're kind of getting into that late stage of the game. Thanks, guys. Back to you.
Thank you, Dave. And, yeah, both of these teams are burning the tank. Honestly, it hasn't been an awful half for Concordia. They're losing the half by 5 right now, but, I mean, normal game, that's touching distance. The problem is you can't just stay within reach. You need to claw back.
Yeah.
And there's a big gap that the Cougars haven't been able to make progress on.
If they want any shot in this game, they need to make a big run starting now. And those looks, like Laulaudis coming off the bench, he makes a great pass to Williams, and then he has the open look, and you're thinking, if this goes in, you cut it down to 15, and you're right, and then a couple more stops, a couple more buckets, all of a sudden it's a single-digit game. But really, as soon as they get any shade of momentum, they're just missing that open look. And that's key in a game like this when everything needs to go right.
The Plants
not going to help.
Able to find some beautiful space, get the easy 22-point lead for Benny. Robinson bringing it down court for the Cougs. Pryor fakes to Johnson, goes to Williams. Williams kicking to Laulaudis. Robinson open in the corner for 3, too much on it. It's out of bounds off of Masons. That'll stay with the Cougars.
Once again, that's the look you want. Just not falling tonight. Every single shot kind of feels like must go in. And if you're not going to get a better look than that, Jacob Robinson in the corner.
They'll get that inbounded to Johnson. It looked like he was trying to float it down low for Yangwa, maybe the loudest on the run, but neither of them's able to get there, and it's just chucked out of bounds.
That was an uninspired pass right there.
So Mason will inbound it for the Eagles. Salmons double teamed, able to get it to Mandley. Slinging to Glasgow. Trying to go low to the plant, broken up by Robinson. Robinson. Quick to left, no looker to Williams for three. He hits! D. Williams, a tray. A big three to cut the lead to 19. Mandley, he has some space. Goes to LaPlante. LaPlante's double teamed. LaPlante taken away by Robinson. He's on the breakaway. Up for two, and he's fouled. Mandley gets two, handsy. And Robinson has a chance at a three-point play.
I mean, that's what you need. I mean, if this free throw goes in or not, that's a 6-point swing just like that. And that's that corner three that Williams hit. He's 4 of 7 on the day now, which is impressive. That's the type of shot that it's just those, you need those shots to go in.
And going back to the foul, just a sloppy foul, lazy foul from Mandley. He decides not to contest the shot, but he'll leave the hand on the back. Looks a bit like a shove. Not the call that you want to get, but you open the door for it a bit by being a little too sloppy. Salmons, he goes to McCoy. McCoy working towards the baseline on Yangwa. He gets it to Tucker. Tucker's stripped! Lalautis lobs it for Robinson. Plays into the contact, up for two. Jacob Robinson on a
really
heater.
Move.
And they're gonna force the timeout from Coach Townsend. An 8-0 run for Concordia. And they have the gap down to 14.
Yeah, Jacob Robinson, nice couple finishes in the fast break. I really like what he did there. He had the open lane, but you know there's a defender crawling on your back, and instead of taking the aggressive shot and going up for it right away, slows down a little bit, takes the contact, puts up the nice layup. Really nice.
I mean, he actually doesn't even take the contact.
Into
the contact, but McCoy just fully flying up for the block and goes all the way over Robinson.
Usually pulling the chair is a defensive move, but
beautiful ball movement down low from Jacob Robinson gets him up to 8 points on the night. And the Cougars, they forced 3 turnovers in the last minute and a half. If you want to come back from a gap that big, there's a couple recipes to that. Hit your threes, force the turnovers. Right now, the Cougars are forcing the turnovers.
The defense to offensive game right there was incredible. I mean, that's what you need. Any game where you need to come back, defense to offense is huge.
Yeah, I mean, in a game, Benedictine, they're shooting about 50% from the field, 41% from three. You want to stop them from making shots, don't give them the opportunity to even put a shot up. Salmons working on Robinson. He's going to break the press, get through to midcourt, sling into Mason. Salmons on the near side. Still working on Robinson. He goes to Mason low. Noah Mason. He's going to go to work in the paint.
Mismatch.
Almost loses it. Goes up into the foul, and he gets the and one.
Yeah, the 5'11" Darion Williams, that's not the matchup you want down there. Help needed to come a lot sooner.
Yeah, I like the decision-making from Noah Mason there. He's going to stop trying to beat him, stop trying to get around him, and get the open layup. You've got him on your back.
Yeah.
Take the foul. Good decision from the sophomore. And with the free throw, he's up to 17 points on the night, the highest of anybody. Cougars back to a 17-point gap. Brown goes to Robinson. Robinson just slashing. It's taken away by McCoy. In a dead sprint. No good. The putback's no good. Williams gets the rebound, stripped by McCoy. Mason for three. No good. Brown gets the rebound. Cougars survive. How about that defense from the key?
What a block.
Lalautis open three in transition. Gets the net hung up. He shouts out the student section. Back to a 14-point game.
Yeah, that Lalautis three.
That's a much-needed one for him, too.
That's much needed. And it gets the bench, it gets the student section, it gets everybody loud. And now there's defensive chance, and
McCoy stripped. Yangwa on the run. He's going to go to the rim. He gets the foul from Mason. Noah Mason trying to strip and gets a bit too much of the forearm. They'll keep it on the floor. No, they will send it to the free throw line.
Yeah, he started his motion, it looked like.
Yeah, it looked like the
Jumped up in
official
the
was
air.
going for the baseline.
There's been a couple of those from Yangguao today. But, sound like a broken record, but that three that Lou Loudis hit, that's the one you need. That's the one where you get a huge block from Yangguao on the possession before, you get the offensive rebound finally, or defensive rebound finally, and everybody, like the whole bench, they have their hand up in the air, and then bang, and then suddenly you're right back in it, turnover, and now cut the lead down to 13.
Yangguao 1 for 2 on that trip. Here's a stat, not really a fun stat for the Cougars. They're up to 27 points in the quarter, in the second half, 8:40 to go. Already beating their first half total.
That
which
is
was at
very
25.
interesting.
So the Cougars much better offensively so far in this half. McCoy, corner 3. No good. Cougars able to get the rebound. Almost lost it. Yanggua's just going for a drive. And he loses it off his knee. The Cougars want a block. Coach Searles just going to the knee. Him and the officials, having a little back and forth. Is that a shove? Did he get the block? He's not.
I think he
get
just
the
lost
call.
possession.
Yeah.
You never know what's going to happen with Yangguao in the paints. It's either going to be a drawn foul, a terrific layup, or what you saw there. That's happened a couple times this game as well.
Mason, pass is knocked loose. They get it to Sammons, who's into the paint, spinning. Tries to sling low for Worth. That's off of Guthrie's shoulder to Worth. Lucky bounce for the big man. He's going to work. Kicking to Sammons. Thought about 3. Pump fake. Elbow jumper. No good. Oh! Willard takes a big hit. Sammons trying to go low to Worth, and now they're going to tag the foul on Yangguao.
Yeah, I think there should have been a foul called a little bit earlier in that possession. Willard drops to the floor.
Cougars don't get the break. We'll take a break on the court, and we'll send it down to Dave Dimeling. We'll see what he's saying down by the sideline.
Thanks, Jonathan. Yeah, right now we're in a close contest. CUC trying to find their way back in it, only down 13 now. Hit a couple big shots, couple three-pointers, three-point play. They're in it. They just got to find a way to keep getting those turnovers, keep forcing the chaos on Benu's offensive side. But you're starting to see what we mentioned during halftime. Benu's starting to get a little burned out, that 8-man rotisserie that they got going. Those guys are all starting to get burned out. Some guys are getting into foul trouble. This is kind of where a lot of things can be a little bit more surprising, where you see a 13-point game, you think Benu's got it in their hands, but then you kind of take a look and realize there's a lot more outlier factors that go into it. You can't just look at it through that vacuum of a 13-point game. So we'll see if CUC can kind of change anything in these final 8 minutes. Thanks, guys. Back to you.
Yeah, thank you, Dave. Like I mentioned, final 8 minutes, a lot of time left for the Cougars. Everything's going their way in the last couple minutes.
Yeah.
Benny hasn't scored in 2:15. Cougars are 4 for the last 4. Benny's 0 for their last 5. Chance to change that here, as they will retain possession off of the foul that's tagged on Yangguao. But Cougars, they've been playing some pretty tough defense as of late, and that's been a big part of this run for Concordia.
Yeah, 13-point game. You're getting awfully close to single digits, and you want to cut it to single digits with around 5 minutes left, 6 minutes left. Best case scenario.
McCoy, he goes to Mason, and he's going to go to work. Noah Mason, slinging low for Worth.
Pass.
Wide open, but he misses the pusher.
That was a great find, though, from Mason. Zipped it over.
Pryor gets it to Loudis. They go to Williams. Thought about 3. He's able to get it to Aaron Brown. Brown kicking to Pryor. Thought about 3. He drives. Almost stripped. Out to Brown. Pull up 3. No good. They're going to call a foul on the rebound.
Okay.
I think it's against Benedictine, going off how the Cougars are responding. And, yeah, they're going to tag that on Ryan Tucker. And that's going to send Loudis to the free throw line for 1 and 1. I think they're going with Tucker might have backed in under him as Loudis was going up for it. But Cougars will take it, and Lauladis will take it too. He hits the first free throw, so he'll get the second shot. And he hits both. Andreas Lauladis, some much-needed free throws, and it's down to an 11-point game. Salmons blitzing down the near sideline, kicking to Mason. He's going to blitz on the right sideline. Low to Worth, easy layup.
Aaron Brown was shifted so far over. And another amazing find for Mason. I know that last one didn't fall on that pass cross court, but yeah, 2 great finds.
Willard wide open for 3. I mean, I get the Cougars have been missing the open threes tonight, but A.J. Willard, man, looked like he was in the free parking space on that 3. 10-point game. Cougars getting rowdy. That pass almost broken up. They sling for Mason. He gets it. He's going to work on Williams. Euro stepping his way to 2.
Aaron Brown a little too aggressive on that.
Yeah, that defense possession so close.
Good pass.
And Pryor emphatically blocked by Worth. Now you got to compose yourself again. Bring it back in. Benedictine wants to slow it down. They want to start draining some of that clock. Salmons spinning for 2, and he gets it to go.
Nice little nifty finish. Coach Searles wants a timeout.
Concordia trailing by 14. We'll take a short break here on the Cougar Sports Network. We'll be back in a minute. And we're back on the Cougar Sports Network. Benedictine able to respond to the Cougars' push. It's back to a 14-point game. Jacob Robinson to Brown. Brown to Lauladis. Andreas Lauladis goes to Robinson, back to Lauladis. He's going to try and drive out to Robinson. Open corner 3. No good. Long rebound grabbed by Brown. Brown's trying to work his way in. Driving in. It's out of bounds. It's off of Worth, so it'll stay with the Cougars. Aaron Brown didn't have much of a chance to get up there. Does a good job keeping it with his squad.
Yeah, a little bit too much from Brown there. Just get back to the offense. You got a second chance. You don't have to put up a shot right away.
Aaron Brown down in the corner. Goes to Lauladis. Andreas Lauladis baseline. Back to Brown. Driving in. Open up to the rim. No good, but Yangwa's there for the putback.
Right place, right time there. Brown's had a couple of those where he's getting to the paint. He's just straight up missing the layup.
Hey, Honore Yangwa. Scrappy steal. Yangwa going for the putback. No good. Finally, Salmons grabs it. Salmons escapes the double team. He goes to Worth. Driving for 2.
Oh.
Yeah, and the Cougars just starting to get a bit loose on D. Yangwa. Driving, baseline, up for 2. Gets it to go.
Nice finish. Yangwa is playing with so much energy right now.
He's trying to
needed energy.
He is trying to will this team back into it. Cougars trailing by 12, under 5 to go. Salmons trapped the logo. He works left. Cuts right. Slinging low to Tucker for 2. Yeah, and Coach Townsend's going to want the timeout. I like that play from Ryan Tucker down low. He feints the pass into the corner and gets a no-look layup. He pulls the defense off of going for the block, and they try to intercept the pass. That is some good misdirection
Yeah,
with the eyes down low.
Yeah, and that's just a killer possession. That's what Benedictine needed. Just beautiful possession there. Bring it back up to 14, and now you're looking at 4:19 on the clock. And
yeah, I mean, for Benny, when you need to lock in, they've locked in 5 for their last 5. Cougars haven't really been slowing down, but Benedictine, they're responding now.
Yeah, Benedictine, they've really done a nice job. Every single time the Cougars bring it down to 10, they haven't brought it down to single digits yet, but every time they bring it down to 10, they're calm, cool, a couple nice buckets, bringing it back to 14. And then again, the Cougars have been hot this half. They've been, ever since they went down 22, they've been playing some great ball, but Benedictine staying calm, staying cool, like I said.
Over on Benedictine's side, Noah Mason, 19 points on the night. Aiden Worth, he is feeding low in the paint. 18 points, 9 field goals. And almost all of those look the exact same.
Yeah, and it's been the paint for them. Once Benedictine can get down to the paint, that's been their bread and butter this half.
Yeah, 44-24. That's the margin on points in the paint in favor of Benedictine, and it is providing pretty much for all of the margin on the scoreboard right now.
Yeah, Benedictine only has 1 made 3 this half too, and that says something about the pressure that the Cougars have been getting. Benedictine's just trying to get down low.
14-point deficit for the Cougars. We've been in this spot for a while.
Back and forth and back and forth.
Yangwa, that's kicked out of bounds by Tucker. Yangwa inbound, he'll have 24 on the clock. Cougars, you don't want to take those really long possessions right now just because of how many points you got to claw back. Yangwa, he'll just go straight to the rim. He goes up, and he draws the foul.
Yangwa got really lucky that was called a foul, because this is the second time this game where he just drives straight into a triple team.
Yeah, Nathan LaPlante really wanted the jump ball. The officials saying
one
one of those arms was on the ball. One of them was
like
grabbing Yangwa's arm.
Now, I got to credit Yangwa for the energy that he's been playing with, but then again, it's a little bit too much at times. Just a little bit too much.
It's a little bit too much, but I mean, we've talked about it. You'll take that over the alternative, especially this team who Coach Sherrills has talked about. They start to fall off a little bit towards the end of the game. You lose that energy. You lose that conditioning.
They're playing with energy today.
Exactly. And even that drive right there from Yangwa, I love that. It's into triple coverage, but go for the foul. You need to get those quick possessions. You need to get quick opportunities to score points. You can't take 15 seconds working around the perimeter for maybe a long 2. You got to try and be aggressive. Noah Mason, he's trying to go low for McCoy.
Good recovery there from Willard.
Yeah, you'll take that slap out of bounds as we're going to come to a break. Our last media timeout of the game. And we will take a break here on the Cougar Sports Network. We'll be back. And we're back on the Cougar Sports Network. 12-point lead for Benedictine. They've got possession, 12 on the clock. McCoy on the perimeter. He goes to Salmons, 7 on the clock. LaPlante pulls up for 3. No good. Nice bat out by Mason. Reset the clock. Salmons stuck in the paint. Lobs it out to Noah Mason. This is just what the Eagles want, draining a lot of clock. Salmons cutting right, stepping back, just throwing it up. That's going to be a shot clock violation.
You know, that tip out, that's a dagger right there. It's not a made shot. a dagger doesn't have to be a made shot, but that burned 20 seconds off the clock. That possession alone, over 30 seconds burnt off the clock. And at this point, if you're Benedictine, time is more important than scoring.
Yeah. 3:12 in the game. 12-point lead for the Eagles. Cougars got a lot of distance to go still. Robinson goes to Williams, kicks to Yangwa. Yangwa going to Brown on the baseline, spinning up for two, no good, but he's fouled.
Yeah, late but right. Late but right on that one.
Yeah, that'll go on Worth.
Yangwa gave it. It looked like he was going to have another one of those shots going in the triple coverage, but feeds it off to Brown. These are two big free throws right here.
First is no good. Second is no good. Not a great trip to the line for Aaron Brown. McCoy going to work on Willard. He goes to Sammons. They're going to take time up here at the logo. Sammons working central. Gets to the perimeter, working to the elbow, turning, going into the contact, kicking to Worth. Back to Sammons, driving. Up for two. Tough bucket for the guard. Robinson, quick pull-up three. It's short. It's out of bounds. It's off of Benedictine, so the Cougars will get a second chance. 2:20 to go, trailing by 14. Williams in the corner, slinging a Yangwa. He's going to drive. He's going to go to Whit Brown. Back to Yangwa in the corner. Long two. No good. Rebounded by Tucker. Cougars starting to slow down a little bit. Sammons taking some time. You can see Robinson's getting a little tired, a bit less aggressive with those jabs. Mason trapped on the baseline, trying to get rid of it. He steps out of bounds. Coach Townsend letting the officials have it. Does not like the coverage that was being placed on Noah Mason. Well, the Cougars forced the turnover. And there's the problem. Benedictine, they've been heating back up. It's only a 14-point game. The Cougars have not scored in 2.5 minutes. Not a recipe for a comeback.
No.
Williams pulls up from three. He hit it, but they're going to tag an illegal screen on Robinson.
Yeah, Robinson just dumped it off and kind of just threw his body to the defender. You're not going to get away with that even in a 14-point game with a minute and a half left.
Mason inbounds it down to Sammons. Working central, now working straight. Just draining that clock. Slinging to Worth, driving in for two.
It's been the story of the game for the offense, Benedictine offense. Not the story, but a
Yangwa
story.
slashing the baseline. It's out of bounds and a tough break for Yangwa. The dribble is off the foot of an Eagle, up off of Worth, out of bounds, but it's straight into Yangwa, who was directed out of bounds. Tough break for the Cougars.
How unlucky is that?
Yeah, you see the Cougars starting to dial back that pressure under a minute to go as Sammons will continue to drain the clock. Wow, Loudis almost breaks up the pass. It gets out of bounds off of him. They'll stay with Benedictine. They'll have 8 seconds on the clock as they look to close out a big win on the road. There's a steal for the Cougars. Lyle Loud is pushing the pace. Wants to end the night on a good note. Aaron Brown puts it in for 1. They'll get it out to Mason, and that should do it. Benedictine taking down the Cougars 79-65 in River Forest. A big win for the Eagles over the Cougars on the road. And Concordia trying to fight back in the second half, just couldn't get it done. As there's the final buzzer, 14-point win for Benedictine, and a big night for Noah Mason. 7 for 12, 19 points, and 1 for 2 from 3. He leads the Eagles to the win on the road as the Eagles sweep the Cougars in 2026. Concordia, they'll head on from here, and they'll head back on the road. They'll head up to Milwaukee to take on Wisconsin Lutheran College this Saturday at 3:15. Benedictine, they'll move on from here to take on Marian University in Fond du Lac. Cougars, they fall to 5-8 on the year in conference now. Benedictine up to 6-7 as they continue a heater against the Cougars.
Noah Mason would be the consensus, 19 points, good all-around game, but I want to give a shout to Aidenworth, 20 points, 10 of 14, just dominant in the paint tonight with those push shots. Talked about it earlier in the game. He just dominant in the paint. Cougars could not find an answer for it all day. So I'll give it to Aidenworth. Noah Mason, I'm sure he's got plenty of player of the games. I'll give it to Aidenworth today. 20 points on 10 of 14 shooting with 6 rebounds.
Yeah, I mean, dominant game from Aidenworth. I do think Brandon McCoy, especially in that first half, that really won this game for Benedictine. McCoy, he hit some big threes in that half. And, I mean, 3 for 6 on the night, had some late misses. As a 20% shooter from beyond the arc on the season, that's a big game from one of those guys who's really not one of your usual scoring weapons. So, big performance from Brandon McCoy out of Benedictine. You go over to the Cougars, just couldn't get the job done shooting. Second half really wasn't bad for Concordia. They beat the Eagles in the second half. They put up 40 points. But that first half really just kind of buries the Cougars. Can't claw back a 17-point deficit. They find themselves in after half number 1, and that'll do it tonight in River Forest. Cougars, they'll move on from here, like we mentioned, take on Wisconsin Lutheran on the road this weekend on Saturday. Benedictine will stay on the road this Saturday as they go to take on Marian University. That'll do it tonight on the Cougar Sports Network. Thank you to everyone who made tonight's game possible. I'm Jonathan Shearer of the Cougar Sports Network. Join me tonight with Sam Smith in the booth, Dave Dominic down on the sideline. Thank you for joining us, and as always, roll Cougs.
So much for tuning in to today's Concordia University Chicago Cougars Athletics broadcast. We hope to see you on campus very soon. If you would like to learn more about what Concordia Chicago has to offer, go to cuchicago.edu.